Hello everyone, hello my beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, it's your girl African Queen present in the show right now concerning the coronavirus. What's up people, what is going on within the shell? We're still hanging in there. Yes, don't forget to do the necessary precaution concerning the coronavirus in order to prevent the spread of this horrible disease. So make sure you wash your hand as often as you can, at least 20 seconds, especially after you have been in public places or after you have blown your nose, coughing or sneezing. If soap and water are not readily available, use a hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% of alcohol immediately. Avoid touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid contact with people who are sick and put distance between yourself and other people with this COVID-19 in order to avoid the spreading of it in the community. Yes guys, and don't lose hope. Also keep on praying. Hopefully by the grace of God there will be mercy of God upon us in order to get this horrible disease eradicated. And also stay home if you are sick. Expect to get, unless if you're to get medical care immediately. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze and throw away the tissue in the trash can. Don't use it again, and immediately wash your hand with soap and water at least for 20 seconds. Wear face mask if you are sick. Yes, continue the necessary precautions and don't stop doing it. Keep on doing it and also keep on praying. Hopefully by the grace of God we will come back right concerning this coronavirus, based on what the United States government said today. They are doing their best. They're working on it in order to see how this deadly disease will be eradicated, hopefully by the grace of God. So we are hoping it's going to be good, and don't lose hope, don't panic, stay strong, keep on praying, keep on doing the necessary precautions that we need to take, and also make sure you stay alert to listen to the news and also know what is going on. Hopefully by the special grace of God, everything will be eradicated in less than no time. So guys, yeah, you can listen to this ABC News, watch and listen to what they said.
Tracker, 84,000 people have now recovered. And a bit of encouraging news out of China. The country reported no new local infections for the first time since this crisis began. Back at home, the first two members of Congress have tested positive. Other lawmakers are now self-quarantining, which is complicating the effort to pass major new legislation to address the economic impact. President Trump has signed the bill that includes free testing and paid leave for employees. A massive $1 trillion-plus bill that will send checks to Americans and loans to businesses is being negotiated.
And Dr. Jen Ashton and the Surgeon General both will be joining us live this morning to help guide us through the day's headlines. But we begin our coverage with Whit Johnson here in New York, where cases continue to escalate. Good morning, Whit.
Michael, good morning to you. The federal government is now closing the U.S. border with Canada to all non-essential traffic, and there could be limitations on the border with Mexico as well. The Pentagon, meantime, is deploying 2 hospital ships to both coasts, including here in New York, as health officials warn of a potential overflow in patients. This morning, the White House ratcheting up the war against COVID-19.
I view it as, in a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting.
Adopting increasingly strict measures to limit the spread as the number of confirmed cases in the U.S. passes 9,400.
We must sacrifice together because we are all in this together and we'll come through together.
President Trump also asked why some high-profile people, including NBA players, seem to be getting access to the test more easily than other Americans.
How are non-symptomatic professional athletes getting tests while others are waiting in line and can't get them? Do the well-connected go to the front of the line?
Well, you'd have to ask them that question. I mean, I've read. No, I wouldn't say so, but perhaps that's been the story of life. That does happen on occasion.
Overnight, the NBA commissioner defending the process, saying teams were following instructions from health officials.
I understand from a public health standpoint why some people reacted the way they did, but I'd say from an NBA standpoint, we were following directives.
On Capitol Hill, at least 2 members of Congress have now tested positive for coronavirus. Representatives Ben McAdams of Utah and Mario Diaz-Balart of Florida. Other lawmakers who've come in contact with them now on self-quarantine, potentially complicating plans to pass another economic stimulus package to combat the virus. This as the country's toughest restrictions are underway in the San Francisco Bay Area. Mabi Ellis among the nearly 7 million people under that 3-week shelter in place, now learning to homeschool her twins.
We started online instruction starting yesterday, and we'll be having it for the next month.
In New York State, the number of cases jumping into the thousands as non-essential businesses across the state are instructed to keep 50% of their workers at home. Governor Cuomo warning of a major deficit in ICU beds, saying that President Trump has agreed to send mobile field hospitals and a Navy hospital ship to free up space for patients.
The U.S. Comfort, it has about 1,000 rooms on it. It has operating rooms, and the president is going to dispatch the Comfort to us.
Across the country, medical workers becoming increasingly desperate for protective equipment. In Washington state, staffers at Providence St. Joseph Health stepping up, making surgical masks and face shields by hand.
We started with that, one, because it's most critical, that we have some facilities that are very close to running out.
Immigrations and Customs Enforcement announcing it will scale back apprehensions of immigrants to protect officers and reduce spread. Police departments in cities like Chicago and Philadelphia making sweeping operational changes. No longer jailing for nonviolent offenses as the coronavirus threatens to strain resources.
The department is not turning a blind eye to crime. We will continue to enforce all laws. When we are on the other side of this health crisis, we will return back to normal operations.
Now, there is some encouraging news here in New York. Governor Cuomo says that 100 patients, more than 100 patients who tested positive for coronavirus are now out of the hospital and have recovered. We're also hearing from the wife of that attorney at the center of an outbreak in Westchester County. He was in critical condition. She says on Facebook that he's now alert and awake and seems to be on the road to a full recovery.